Welcome to the largest abandoned cities in the world. The formation of ghost towns is possibly the most unexplained of all the weird and intriguing phenomena on our beautiful planet. Places that were once vibrant, lively, and bustling have now become a blank area on the map. Before we get into the world's greatest abandoned cities, it's important to remember that ghost towns develop for a variety of reasons. This, as well as technology failures, financial cuts, military conflicts, and technical miscalculations. Scientists can't explain why some locations are so desolate, but each narrative has a human tragedy at its heart. Craco, Italy. Craco is a ghost town and commune in the province of Matera, Basilicata, in southern Italy. It was abandoned near the end of the 20th century due to poor pipework that was thought to have failed, producing a landslip that forced the community to abandon it. Despite the fact that it has existed since 540, much of the people of this town was forced to flee throughout the 20th century due to poor agriculture, a landslide in 1963, and a flood in 1972. It's now such a beautiful old site that it's even been used as the setting for films like The Passion of the Christ. Bodie, California. Bodie is a historic gold mining town in California's Bodie Hills, near the Nevada border, that now serves as a state historic park. This 19th century ghost town has antiquities and the Masonic cemetery, as well as numerous original structures in various levels of ruin. A mining tool museum is housed in the Miners' Union Hall. The Standard Gold Mill, located in the northeast, has machinery and information about the gold extraction process. The former mining town in the Sierra Nevadas, often referred to as the best ghost town in the West, appears to be locked in time. Visitors can take a stroll through the deserted streets, peer into the windows of the church, schoolhouse, barbershop, and saloon, and look for the many old relics that have survived to this day. Station Canfranc, Spain. Canfranc International Railway Station is a defunct international railway station located in the Spanish Pyrenees hamlet of Canfranc. At one end of the station is the Somport Railway Tunnel, which transported the Pau-Canfranc Railway into France over the Pyrenees. The International Canfranc train station in Huesca, Spain, nevertheless has a grand presence, despite the fact that it is well past its prime. It used to be one of Europe's busiest train stations, and it was the second largest at the time of its construction in 1928. When a train derailed on the French side of the bridge, it was blocked. Geamana, Romania. The village of Geamana, once a bustling settlement nestled in a lovely Romanian valley, was erased from the map to make way for a toxic dumping lake, but remains of the tenacious small town can still be seen throughout the countryside. Geamana village was thriving until 1978, a shockingly recent year, with a visibly comfortable and happy inhabitants living in a lovely valley. Copper mining exploded in the Romanian countryside village of Geamana in the 1970s. When the mining produced a large amount of hazardous waste, Nicolae Ceausescu, the dictator at the time, ordered the entire valley to be evacuated, about 400 households, so that the valley might be used as a toxic dump site. Despite the fact that the town was inundated by an artificial lake and piles of poisonous garbage, this robust tower can still be seen poking through. Rummu Prison, Estonia. The Rummu Quarry is a submerged limestone quarry in the Estonian town of Rummu, Vasalemma parish. Much of the quarry's natural area is submerged beneath the lake generated by groundwater and is adjacent to a spoil tip. The quarry is located near two old prisons, the closest of which is the Rummu jail. The history of this semi-submerged prison is bleak. Prisoners were compelled to labor in the quarry until Estonia attained independence from the Soviet Union in the early 1990s, when it was abandoned. The area became flooded as a result of the lack of maintenance. And now it's a beach, so acquire your scuba diving certification and book a ticket if this is your idea of a dream beach holiday. Kayakoy, Turkey. Kayakoy, formerly known in Greek as Karmelissos, is currently a village 8 kilometers south of Fethiud in the historic Lycia province, shortened to Lebessos and pronounced Levisi in modern Greek. The fictional Aescubus is Kayakoy. Kayakoy is thought to be the inspiration for Aescubus, the fictional village featured in Louis de Bernier's 2004 novel Birds Without Wings. Kayakoy was also included in the closing scenes of Russell Crowe's film The Water Diviner in 2014. Because of a political population swap with Greece, this village located in the Taurus Mountains was deserted in the 1920s. In the city now, there are approximately 350 abandoned homes. Ta Prohm Temple, Cambodia. Ta Prohm is the contemporary name for a temple in Siem Reap, Cambodia, that was previously known as Rahavihara and was erected in the Bayan style in the late 12th and early 13th centuries. After the fall of the empire in the 17th century, this famous temple at Angkor Wat, Cambodia, was abandoned and became one with the forest after hundreds of years of neglect. The ruins are currently being cared for in an attempt to sustain and maintain the temple. In 1992, UNESCO included Ta Prohm to the World Heritage List. It is now one of the most popular tourist attractions in Cambodia's Angkor area. The Archaeological Survey of India and the ABUSIVE collaborated on the conservation and restoration of Ta Prohm. Authority for the Protection and Management of Angkor and the region of Siem Reap. St. Nicholas Church, Macedonia. St. Nicholas Church, which is submerged in Mavrovo Lake, is an abandoned church in Mavrovo, North Macedonia. The church was built in 1850 and functioned as Mavrovo's principal village church, featuring icons painted by Dicho Zagreb. The flooded Church of St. Nicholas is located in Macedonia's Mavrovo Lake. The destruction was done on purpose. The lake was built to support a power plant, and the church and community that surrounded it were simply caught in the path of progress. What's left is an uncanny contrast between the decaying structure and the picturesque surroundings. Kilchurn Castle, Scotland. Kilchurn Castle is a destroyed fortification on a rocky peninsula in Argyll and Bute, Scotland, at the northeastern extremity of Loch Awe. It was built in the mid-15th century as a base for the Campbells of Glenorchy, who over the next 150 years expanded both the castle and their territory in the area. Built in the mid-1400s, this Scottish castle formerly housed some of the country's most influential people. It was abandoned in the 1700s, but because of its, clearly, spectacular setting, it is today one of the most photographed castles.